going to be using the new Psychic Awakening Blood of Baal book. Connor's been looking at it for his Tyranids, and he's got some ideas, so that's why we got inspired by a mission that was inside the book. It's going to be an Echoes of War mission, delaying action. So it has a unique deployment. We have it marked out here with these blue deployment zones. We're going to be in the center of the battlefield, a 24 by 24 inch square. And the defender gets to set up one of his detachments. It's going to be my battalion with Primaris Space Marines. And they're going to be checking out what happened to this outpost. We'll call it Whiskey Outpost. This outpost went dead silent, so we sent in the battalion of Primaris Space Marines led by Gravis Captain Alexander to try to secure and see what's happening to this outpost. The wilds over here, this is going to be the deployment zone for the Tyranids. They're going to be coming on from this direction, the High Fleet Jormungandr. And if you notice over here, we have a psychic astropathic beacon. One of the special missions here is that we have to send an infantry unit to activate that beacon if we want our reserves, which is going to be our entire Vanguard detachment, to come in before turn 4. We have to have an infantry unit within an inch of that at the start. Okay, so we have a 2,500 point Crimson Fists army, which is a successor chapter of the Imperial Fist. We're using the new supplement book, and we're using a new chapter approved 2019 mission. Okay, so I have 2 detachments here. I have a Vanguard that's going to be led by Captain Jordan Ironwolf, and he's in Terminator armor, Stormbolter, and a Power Fist, but I'm spending a point for an extra relic to make that the Fist of Vengeance. He's going to have a Terminator squad of 10 men with 2 assault cannons, Stormbolters, and Power Fists, and a Teleport Homer. And he's going to have a lieutenant with him. We're going to spend another command point on the Gift of the Phalanx to make his Power Fist the Fist of Terra. And then they have 8 Stern Guard with their special issue bolt guns. Sergeant has a Power Fist, and they're in a drop pod. We have a 5-man squad of Vanguard with jump packs. The Sergeant has a Storm Shield and a Power Fist, and the rest of them have pairs of Lightning Claws. And then rounding out that Vanguard is going to be a 5-man Primaris Inceptor squad with the Auto Assault Bolters. So that's the Vanguard. The battalion is going to be our newly painted Primaris. This is their debut on the channel. We have a Gravis Captain. He's going to be Captain Alexander, and he will be the Warlord. I'm also going to spend a third command point on the Sentinel of Terra to give him a second Warlord trait out of the Imperial Fist Warlord traits, the Hand of Dorn. That's the one that gives him a D3 extra command point. So you spend 1 command point in the hopes of gaining D3. You know you're going to get your 1 back. It's a no-brainer. His other Warlord trait, his regular one, is going to be Iron Resolve. That's +1 wound. He's going to be accompanied by a lieutenant also, and I gave this lieutenant the relic Bellicose Bolt Rifle. It's an Assault 4, Strength 5, 2 damage weapon. The troops are going to be intercessors, 1 10-man squad with bolt rifles. Sergeant has the chainsword. And then we have 2 with the auto bolt rifles. These are the ones that are assault. So they're Assault 24, they get 3 shots, and they also have chainswords, and then they have the grenade launcher, the Astartes grenade launcher, which allows them to fire a grenade weapon up to 30-inch range if they don't use the other profile of the Assault Bolter. So there's my 3 troops and the 2 HQ. We also added 2 aggressor squads, 5-man. And then rounding this out, I have Centurion Devastators. They're going to have Hurricane Bolters and Heavy Bolters. So there's a lot of firepower coming out of that unit. So the Primaris Marines are making their debut on the channel. They will be the battalion. So I'm just going to show you the command points here. We got 5 command points for the battalion, 3 for being battle forged, and then 1 for having a Vanguard. So I spent 1 to give him an extra relic, the Fist of Vengeance, because my lieutenant over here has the Bellicose Bolt Rifle, so he got the extra relic. I spent another 1 to give him the Fist of Terra. There was 1 more we spent, the Hand of Dorn, on our Warlord. So we have that extra second Warlord trait that allows me to roll D3 extra command points.
Alright, so today we'll be playing High Fleet Jormungandr. So any unit that can't fly is going to be getting +1 to their armor and counting as in cover. So we'll start over here with my Warlord, who's going to be a Flying Hive Tyrant with Devourers and Rending Claws. His Warlord trait is an Instinctive Killer, and he's going to target the Primaris Marines with that, so he'll be able to reroll hits against any of the intercessor squads. And then his relic is going to be the Toxin Sacks that inflict a mortal wound every time he wounds on a 5-up. And then our other HQ is going to be a Tyranid Prime in the middle here, so he's going to lead our warriors. And on our far side, we've got another Hive Tyrant with wings and dual devourers. So for some heavy supports, we have our Carnifex squads. So we have 3 of them that are going to have the Spore Cysts, so they'll always be -1 to hit. And they have a heavy venom cannon and 2 Death Spitters, along with an Acid Maw in case they get into close combat. These Carnifexes are all going to have just 4 Devourers with Brain Leech Worms and Enhanced Senses, so they'll be hitting on 3s. We've got an Exocrine back here, so he's probably not going to move the whole game. But if I do move him, I'll use that new stratagem where I can count as stationary, and he'll be able to fire twice. He should be pretty good because he does a flat 2 damage, so he'll take out any intercessors straight up. And I can use a command point to make him do 3 damage, so if I want to take out some of the heavier troops over there, I'll use that. We got a couple units of warriors. They just have Death Spitters and 1 Barb Strangler. They're kind of going to hang back and just try to survive and plink away, see if they can kill any models. We all deployed them within 6 inches of our Venom Thropes over here, so they'll be getting a nice bubble of -1 to hit. And the last unit on the table is hidden behind this rock. As usual for this unit is 6 Hive Guard, so they don't need line of sight, so hopefully they'll be safe from harm back here, and they'll just be plinking shots all game at 36-inch range. In reserves, we have a Trigon, who's going to be bringing with him a unit of warriors. So this is a pretty big unit. We have 9 of them. They have 7 Death Spitters and 2 Venom Cannons. Strategy with them is to bring them out of the hole, and then we'll pop our command point to allow them to fire twice, and hopefully they can do some good damage to the Marines over there. We also used one of the new adaptations from the Blood of Baal book, so they're going to have some extra resiliency. I paid for the enhanced resistance, so they'll be able to ignore AP-1 and AP-2. In addition to them, we have 3 units of Rippers, so they're probably just going to stay in reserve until the last possible turn they can, and then pop up hidden so that they can survive and count for the mission objective. We've got a couple units of Raveners. Same idea, they'll probably pop up and try to charge any weakened units to take them out. And then a Lictor. So he's pretty cool because he has a new stratagem where he can ignore Overwatch. So I might use him to tie up some of the heavier shooting units like those Centurions, and then use him first and then bring in another unit later so that they don't have to take that Overwatch fire.
Okay, so we're deployed in our central area according to the mission deployment. We had to break our army into 2 different detachments, so I'm using my Primaris that was dropped onto this landing pad to secure this Whiskey Outpost that has gone silent as the Hive Fleet Warmonger has been encroaching. So I got the Centurions up here. I got 2 aggressor squads. Got the Gravis Captain Alexander, his lieutenant with the Bellicose rifle, and I got a 10-man squad of Primaris Intercessors with bolt rifles. And then down on the ground over here, I have the other 2 5-man primary squads. They have the auto bolt rifles. Those are the assault versions. And I set up the teleport homer for the Terminators in this central compound area here, in case we have to fall back our position. This is the psychic conduit that I need to have activated. I have to have an infantry unit within an inch of this, or else my units that are in reserve cannot come down until the start of turn 4. Now there's some special stratagems in this game where Connor can choose to deploy a unit in a outflanking zone. It's a 3-inch zone that goes along the middle of the field here on this side and also on the opposite side. So if he chooses to spend a point, his reserves can come on in those 2 deployment outflanking zones. Otherwise, we're waiting for my reserves to come in on turn 4 unless I can get to that psychic conduit. Okay, so we got everything set up. Connor has his Hive Fleet over here. The Hive Mind and the shadows of the warp have made this place obscured and dead silent. We're having some trouble locating the exact coordinates of this position, even though we have the ground forces that came in with the Primaris Battalion. We have to light that psychic astropathic beacon so that we can fight through that shadow and the warp and the hive mind controlling this area. Primaris intercessor squads are going to try to make haste to light the beacon. We do notice that there's some strange holes around this area. Pedro would know that these probably are typically Morlock holes. I don't know if these Primaris guys have the experience to recognize what they are, but they are ominous. We're going to try to hold the line. Defender has the first turn, and the only objective is at the end of the game. It's going to be randomly determined after the 5th round. Whoever has the most power level on the field of battle will claim victory today. Alright, so Defender is going to have the first turn. So Connor, you have your Mungundar, so you don't have to worry about cover, because you have it, right?
Correct.
Even when you advance and charge and all that stuff.
It goes away when I advance or charge.
All right, but these big guys right now, they would be benefiting from cover, so you really don't have to spend that prepared positions point. We are going to count all of this as cover anyway, so even if you were advancing while you're in this wooded area and hill area, and anything that's like rocks, that's going to be considered cover. Cover in here, cover in the Morlock holes, in the ponds, and obviously on any of these terrain pieces and inside this area too. Okay, we got the movement phase. We did some measuring. None of the aggressors are in range of anything. We do have half of this squad can shoot their hurricane bolters at these two Carnifexes, and obviously the heavy bolters will have range. This squad has range, but the guys in the back can't see because of the depression here. So we're going to have to move them. I'm going to take the fight to the Tyranids. I know that these Carnifexes could possibly get a charge. They have a 7-inch move and then a 2d6 charge. Plus they have adrenal glands, right? So it's another inch. So, and I think he has stratagems where they can advance and charge. It could happen, but we do know that the new rules now, they will be considered as stationary if they do get charged because they won't have moved. And aggressors get a lot of overwatch fire. I can spend a command point and I can pick a unit to overwatch on 5s or 6s. So I'm going to take the chance. So aggressors, they can advance and don't suffer any penalties for shooting when they do so with their assault weapons. So this squad is going to move down. It's going to be 3 inches to go down. And then however many we can go here. So it's 5 inches plus this D6 advance move. So that's going to be a 10-inch move. And this squad is going to do the same. So they're both going to be able to move 10 inches. So I'll get back to you after we do that. Okay, so these guys were able to move down here. We went right to the edge of this rock line here. That will give us plenty of range to shoot at any of these units in here within 18 inches without penalty. Now it's time for the Gravis Captain to try to catch up to them so we can buff them. It's about a little less than 3 inches to get to here, 3 inches down. So we're going to move in advance. It's 5 inches plus a 4-inch, so that's going to be 9 inches. So we got, let's say, 4 to get to there, 7, 8, 9. So 2 inches out here, so we're going to be able to get to this spot. And now the lieutenant will try to keep pace with him also. So he's got the 5-inch move that gets him. This is the advance. Well, his regular 5-inch move. 3 inches down, then another 2. So he'll be able to stay right with him. So they're both in the buffing range for those aggressors. The Centurions have a 4-inch move. So we're going to move them up. The guys in the back was the only one that was a problem. But now once he moves up to this position, there shouldn't be any problem shooting. And these guys can move and fire their heavy weapons without penalty because of the decimator protocols. They also have ignore cover. Their sergeant has an omniscope, so that squad will be able to ignore cover. But Connor has some cards I think he could play, but there's going to be a lot of minuses to hit because of the venom thropes. All right, these guys, they can't see back here, so they're going to have to move. So I'm going to move the whole squad up. They get a 6-inch move, so these guys will just move up to this area right here. This will get them within the buff range of the lieutenant and the captain. And we'll give them line of sight to be able to shoot at warriors in this area right here. Okay, now the squad's on the ground. I have to go try to get the beacon lit, the astropathic beacon. So I got a squad of intercessors here. They're going to move in advance, so it's a 6-inch move plus this advance move, a 7. I'm going to burn a command point to try to re-roll that into a bigger number. We got the 6. So we're going to get a 12-inch move out of these guys. That will take them into this area. And we'll come over to that squad. They're going to back them up. So we have, in case if something happens where something pops out of the ground or Connor gets a reserve roll or some kind of shooting thing. So we're going to do an advance for them also. 6 plus 3 is only going to be a 9. But at least we'll be in the compound here moving towards this beacon. So they'll be able to get to this spot. Okay. Alright, that's all the movement. We can't bring the drop pod down because we don't have anybody within an inch of the beacon at the end of the movement phase, and that's when it would count. But now we have some good shooting units to try to put a dent into this hive fleet that's coming at this Whiskey Outpost. Okay, the first unit that's going to fire is going to be these intercessors that moved, but they were able to move within 30 to see this in within their 30-inch bolter rifle range. And I'm going to play a stratagem, which is going to be called Steady Advance. So what that allows me to do is that this squad now counts as being stationary for all bolter discipline when they're firing bolt rifles. It's only good for intercessor squads. And I'm also going to spend 2 more command points on rapid fire, which is going to allow an intercessor squad to count their bolt rifles as rapid fire 2. So now instead of the 20 shots that I was going to get, because it's counting as remaining stationary, it's going to turn into 40 shots into that group of warriors. Okay, so we're firing at those warriors. Now, Connor, they're within the Venom Throat range, so what's the penalty for me?
So instead of hitting on 3s, you'll be hitting on 4s.
All right, so we got 40 dice here, and we're going to roll them up. 4s are hitting. I do get to re-roll 1s because of the Gravis Captain. Okay, so all the 4s hit, right? So we're going to pull some dice. But then we got to remember, with the Crimson Fist tactics, 6s explode into an additional hit. All right, so we got 4 6s. So I'm going to put 4 dice back in the mix. Now, what's the toughness on the warrior? 4? These are strength 4, so we need 4s to wound. And I have a lieutenant that's going to be giving him rerolling 1s. So we kept our characters at buff within range. So rerolling these 1s, and we need 4s. So let's pull everything that's bad. Now these are going to be bolt rifles, so they have an AP of 1. I'm in Devastator Doctrine, so it doesn't impact them at all. So it looks like we got 4, 8, 12, looks like 13. 13 saves at -1.
I'm 4 up, and I'm in cover, so that cancels out the -1.
Yep.
So 4s. So we take 3, 6, so 7 wounds. There's 1 guy left with 2 wounds.
Okay, we're going to try to finish this guy off with our Primaris Lieutenant. He has the Bellicose Bolt Rifle, which is a 24-inch range assault weapon. So he did advance, so it's going to be a -1 to hit, plus another -1 because of the Venom Thropes, right?
Yep.
So instead of hitting on 3s, he's hitting on 5s. We got 4 dice. No hits and no 1s to reroll, so a big whiff. Okay, we're going to take these aggressors at advance. They don't suffer any minuses to hit for shooting and moving. We're going to fire at this Carnifex right here. However, it is in range of the Venom Thrope, so we are at a -1 hit from the Venom Thropes, correct?
Correct.
All right, so we're going to do 30 dice with the squad of 5. Okay, we're hitting on 4s because of the -1 for the Venom Thropes. We do get to reroll the 1s because of the Captain. So we're going to pull all the non-4s. And now we got some 6s that generate extra hits because we're using a bolt type weapon. Looks like 6. So we're going to put 6 back into the mix. And now these are strength 4, Connor, and you're a toughness 7 Carnifex, correct?
Correct.
So we're looking for 5s to wound. Rerolling 1s for the Primaris Lieutenant. So we got 5, 10, 12 wounds altogether. There is no minus, and you are in cover.
Alright, so 2 up saves, 12 of them.
Oh, man.
So we take no damage.
The Carnifex is strong. Alright, now we got the 5d6 frag storm grenade launchers. 5d6 shots. So 8, 11, 14, 19. Again, hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s for the Lieutenant. Unfortunately, these are grenade launchers and not a bolt weapon, so we do not generate extra hits with these 6s. Also strength 4, so we're looking for 5s again. We got 2. And you get your cover save at a 2 up.
So good.
Okay. Okay, so that was a big whiff with this aggressor squad. We couldn't get any wounds on that tough Carnifex, making all those saves. So we're going to go here onto this Carnifex. So same thing. We got 30 dice from the Bolt Storm Gauntlets. Rerolling 1s for the Captain. And we're hitting on 4s because of the Venom Thropes, providing that cloud, spore cloud. We do get to bonus hit here, though. We got a lot of 6s. We got 6 again, so I'm going to throw 6 back into the mix. For those Crimson Fist chapter tactics, we gotta love them. Bolt type weapons. Now we need 5s again. Rerolling 1s for the Primaris Lieutenant. Doesn't look too good from this cursory look here. Alright, hopefully we got some fails coming up. It looks like it's a lot less though. We got 7. See if we can pierce that Carnifex high on the second Carnifex.
2 ups.
Still thick.
So he's good.
Still thick.
No 1s.
Now we got the 5d6 Frag Storm grenade launchers. 11, 16 shots. Again, hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s for the captain. These do not explode into extra hits because it's not a bolt type weapon. So we don't benefit from that. And strength 4, so we need 5s. Looks like 3 wounds, 2 up. We pierce it. It bleeds. If it bleeds, we can kill it. Okay, the Centurions are going to take their shot at a Carnifex. So we're going to take the heavy bolters and fire them at this center full health Carnifex right here. And we're going to do the Hurricane bolters are in range of this warrior squad right here. So 60 heavy Hurricane bolter shots. Hopefully that could do what 40 intercessor shots from the bolt rifles couldn't do. And then the heavy bolters in here. We should get some good scores here because we have the Omniscope on the Centurion Devastator Sergeant, which allows him to ignore cover. And these weapons will be at -2 because we're in Devastator Protocol with the heavy bolters. We do not get that extra damage because it's not a vehicle for the Imperial Fists, but we're going to hope that the weight of fire should take this guy down. Now we get to reroll the 1s for the Gravis Captain. That's nearby, providing the boost. And you are still under the Venom Throws protection though, right? So it's -1 to hit.
Yep.
So we're looking at 4s. And now these 6s. Look at all these 6s. 3, 6, 8. So 8 are going back in. That's almost all of them. So those 30 shots turn into 29, even though we're hitting on 4s because of the Crimson Fist bolter benefit chapter tactic. All right, now these are heavy bolters. They're strength 5, still wounding on 5s. But we get to reroll the 1s for the lieutenant. Looks like only 2. And we're looking for 5s. Now this is going to be better because, again, it is at -2 because we're in Devastator Doctrine with the heavy bolter. And the sergeant has the Omniscope, which ignores cover. Allows that unit to ignore cover when shooting. So we got 8. That's just enough. We need fails on all these. 5s will save you. I see a lot of 5s.
So we take 4. So we're half health.
Half health. All right. So we couldn't bring him down. Okay, bolter shots at the warriors. 60 of them. So we're going to do this twice. Here's the first 30. Hitting on 4s because of the Venom Throats Cloud Spores. So with those 6s, it was 23 hits. First volley, second volley of 30. Again, rerolling 1s for the captain. Hitting on 4s. And the 6 is exploding. 2, 4, 6, 7 more shots. So we got 7. 26 from the second round. So that's 49 shots in total. These are winning on 4s, right? Because it's toughness 4. So we couldn't do it with 40 shots. Here's 49 shots. Wounding on 4s, rerolling 1s for the lieutenant. And we're looking for the 4s. 25. So we got a nice healthy number there. 25 saves. There's no minus. We're in Devastator Doctrine. And you get cover. Back to 4s.
So 1s. So you got them.
3 wounds a pop.
Yep.
All right, so it was the Omni Specs that carried the day there.
Yep, just got them by 2 extra wounds.
All right, Omni Specs for the win. Okay, so end of the shooting phase. There's not going to be any charges. We're out of distance here. And the Gravis Captain has a pistol weapon in the advance, so he can't fire anyway. He's out of range. So we were able to wound a couple of Carnifexes. We took a squad of Tyranid warriors down to 1 unit, 1 model remaining, and we did get a wipeout there. There is no first strike in this particular battle, though. It's just all about power level. At the end of the battle, whoever has the most power level on the field controls the field of battle.
So we had moved up with some of our Carnifexes and our Hive Tyrant, and we moved up with our other Hive Tyrant over there just to get some line of sight and some shots. We repositioned our shooting Carnifexes back a little bit to make the charges a little more difficult for any of these aggressors if they want to get close combat with us. So now for the psychic phase, our warlord is going to cast Catalyst onto himself, so that'll give him a 5-up Feel No Pain. So I get it with an 11. So he's going to have Catalyst till next turn. He's also going to cast Smite on a Warp Charge 5, and it's going to be targeting these aggressors. So I fail with a 4. He's going to cast Smite as well. Closest target's going to be these aggressors. Now, since the second Smite of the turn, I'm going to need a Warp Charge of 6. So it goes off with a 10. So you're going to take D3 mortal wounds for 3.
Ooh, that's going to kill one right out of the gate.
And then he's also going to use Psychic Scream, which is very similar to Smite. And it's a Warp Charge 5. So it goes off, and it does another D3 mortal wounds for 1. So we're going to fire our Hive Guard at the unit of Centurion Devastators. So these Impaler Cannons are going to hit on 3s. So we got a few misses in there. And our Strength 8 versus Toughness 5. So we're going to be wounding on 3s. So 6 altogether. And it's at -2.
Alright, so you're ignoring cover with the Impaler Cannon, so we have a 2-up save going to a 4-up. We fail 1. D something damage?
So D3 damage.
Alright.
For 2.
Alright, so that's guy down from 4 to 2 wounds. Alright, so we put 2 wounds on this Centurion, but Connor has a card where he's playing, what is it? Hyper?
It's Single-Minded Annihilation.
Single-Minded Annihilation. Remember, these guys don't need line of sight. And they ignore cover when shooting. 8 wounds this time. And 2 ups go to 4 ups because you're ignoring cover. So I'm failing 3 this time. Alright, gotta roll them separately because I have a 2 wound model right now.
So the first one
kills him.
Second one.
1 damage. This could kill him if you get a D3
5
here.
Or 6.
You want to command point it?
Yeah, I'll roll a command point on that.
So you killed 1 and another one got down to 2.
I'm going to fire the Hive Tyrant with 4 Devourers into the depleted unit of aggressors that can hit with the Smite. So he's going to be hitting on 3s. And Strength 6, so it's going to be wounding on 3s. So 10 wounds.
Big time.
No AP.
Alright, no cover in here, so it's just our 3-up save. Ooh, Nelly. 5. The Emperor is not protecting. 5, is it 1 damage a pop?
Yep.
Alright, so that's going to kill the 2 wound model and kill a second model. So that's 3 destroyed from this squad.
So we're going to fire one of our Devourer Carnifexes at that depleted aggressor squad. So it's going to be the same profile as the Hive Tyrant that we just shot. 24 shots. Hitting on 3s because he has enhanced senses. Wounding on 3s. So 9 wounds this time.
Any AP on these guys?
No.
Same deal. So 3-up armor save. So we took 3 wounds. That's going to kill another model. So we're down to 1 left from that model squad.
We're going to fire these Carnifexes into these aggressors. We're going to do them both in there because that's the only targeting range for them. So we got 24 shots each, and we're going to be hitting on 3s. Moving on 3s. So 9 again.
Alright, no AP, so we're not in cover. 3-up armor saves required. The Emperor, come on, 4. So we're losing 1, and 1 is taking a wound.
We'll just roll the next Carnifex right here.
Give them a volley.
So 10 wounds from that one.
3-up saves required. Alright, 1 was on 2 wounds, so it's going to kill another model and then put a wound on a 3rd model.
Alright, so we're going to fire the Exocrine into the rest of these Centurions. So,
Alright, we got 1 guy that's on 2 wounds remaining.
so he's going to hit on 3s because you remain stationary. So only 1 miss. And Strength 7 will wound you on 3s. So that'll be 8 wounds at -3.
So your -3 goes down to a -2 because I'm in cover. Okay, we got 8 saves here required, and 2 ups going to 4 ups because of the cover. Whoa. How much damage are these each?
2 each.
Whoa. So 2, 4. That's going to kill. This is going to kill the one that was on 2 wounds. This will kill a second one. And this would kill a third one. Is there any more shooting coming down their way?
I have some guys in range that could shoot at them.
I'm not. I gotta save my command points for the Auspex scan in case you deep strike close to me. So that's gonna kill. Kills 1, 2, 3 models.
Alright, so these 3 Carnifexes they each have 2 guns, and they're going to split their shots. They have a heavy venom cannon, which is strength 9 and flat 3 damage. So the flat 3 damage would kill an aggressor with each wound that goes through. So all of those are going to go into the aggressors. And then for the Death Spitters, which are strength 7, AP -1, we're going to fire those into the Intercessor squad. So each of the venom cannons is going to be D3 shots. So only 3 shots, poor roll, and we're going to be hitting on 4s. So 1 hit, strength 9, so the wound on a 3. I fail to wound. We're going to be getting 6 shots for each guy, so that's 18 shots. So he's going to hit on 4s. And strength 7 will be wounding on 3s. So 5 wounds. -1.
-1. So 3 ups go to 4 ups. So 2 wounds. You're gonna kill 1 and put another wound on a second model. All right. So I thought Connor was firing at these guys, but he killed one of the intercessors up here from that second volley. You split your shots, right?
Yep.
All right. So the venom cannons missed down there, but the Death Spitters hit here and killed 1 intercessor.
Alright, so this warrior jumped behind the rocks, and he's going to fire his Barb Strangler into this aggressor, hoping to take him out with a good roll. So he gets D6 shots from his Barb Strangler. For 2 shots, he's going to be hitting on 4s because he's out of range of the prime. He hits once, strength 5, will wound on 4s against the aggressor. Does not wound. And then we're going to shoot the prime at the same target. He has a Death Spitter, and he's going to be hitting on 3s. 1 hit. And he wounds on a 4. Nothing. Last shooting of the phase, we're going to fire the Warlord into this unit of aggressors. Hope to take some out before we charge in there. Hitting on 3s. And they're strength 6, so they'll wound on 3s. So 7 wounds. No AP.
Okay, so we're at 3 up. We failed 2, so it's going to kill the one guy that had 1 wound left and injure another.
So we're going to charge the Warlord into the aggressors. We measured, and it's 6 inches away, so I'm going to need a 5, and then with the adrenal glands, that means I'm going to need to roll 4.
All right, but we got Overwatch first, and they count as stationary, so we got 2 guys left. That would normally be 12 shots, but they're firing twice, so it's 24 shots. Hitting on 6s. Rerolling 1s for the captain. Now, these 6s will be exploding into more hits. So we got 2, 4, 6, 7. And that means 7 more additional hits. Toughness on this guy, better than 4, right?
Yep.
So 5s to wound. Rerolling 1s for the lieutenant. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wounds, no AP.
Alright, so we have 3 saves, and then our catalyst, feel no pain. So we fail 3, and then 5 ups to ignore him with catalyst. So we take 2 total.
And I'm going to get 4d6 because it's firing twice with the Frag Storm grenade launchers. So it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Again, hitting on 6s, rerolling 1s for the captain. But any of these 6s will explode into another hit. Looks like we got 2. Again. Oh no, they don't explode. That's right, because he uses the frag grenades. No wounds with the frag grenades.
Alright, and the charge.
Now the charge.
Roll. So I get in there with a 10.
So no more Overwatch, and I just gonna roll dice for the Carnifexes to see if they get in.
No, they're not gonna charge.
Okay. And they're out of heroic intervention rate. There's no, you're beyond the 3 inches for heroic intervention, so it's just going to be the aggressors on their own.
Alright, so here's the Warlord attacking. He's going to hit on 2s with his Monstrous Rending Claws, so they all hit. And he's going to be wounding on 3s. He's going to get rerolls due to the Monstrous Rending Claws. And then any wound of a 5 up is going to cause a mortal wound because of the relic toxin sacks that he suffered.
Nice.
So there's 1 mortal wound already. And then another one. So the 4 and the 5 are going to be at -3, and we'll do D3 damage.
-3?
Yep.
So 6 is required.
So they do D3 damage each. So the first one does 1, and the second
That kills the
one.
guy because I had 1 wound left. There's only one guy left with 3 wounds. So 2 mortal wounds plus another one.
So that's this 2 damage.
So then you kill both guys.
Yep.
They're dead. Okay, we took horrendous casualties. We lost a whole aggressor squad. This Centurion is down to their sergeant. Leadership of 8. We took 4. So I gotta roll this dice. 4 plus 2 is a 6, so they're gonna be okay. And then we have the sergeant for the surviving aggressor squad down here. Also lost 4. 4 and 4 is 8. So we don't have to use and they shall know no fear. They both hold their morale. The sergeant's holding strong after the horrendous casualties from this Tyranid shooting phase. And these guys don't have to take a test because they only lost 1 model. Okay, so that was the end of the round, right? You don't have any other tests you got to make?
Nope.
The psychic screams. We got to clear the cards. So everything's taken care of. You got Catalyst on him, right?
Yep.
So we have some wounded Carnifexes over here. Not too bad, though. Everything's still functional. We got a wounded warrior that fell back. We do have an aggressive Hive Tyrant that's coming close to the platform. Hopefully we'll be able to clear him out, but we lost our ground units. I thought that these aggressors would be a little bit stronger, but too much shooting from those Tyranids. We might have to pull back or consolidate. We'll see. If we go over here, it looks like we will get into range of the beacon, so we'll be able to light it, hopefully. And that will mean that we could bring down our reserves at the end of the movement phase. There's a 2-pointer, I think, in the special scenario that says that he can deny one of my squads that come in from reserve. So we got the drop pod in reserve with Pedro Kantor, his lieutenant, and the stern guard. So if he chooses this, that's going to keep this entire unit out. But then I have Vanguard with the lightning claws and jump packs. I also have the Inceptors. And I do have a full 10-man squad here of Terminators plus the Terminator Captain with the Fist of Vengeance. So we're going to hope that these guys can come on and hold the line.
So instead of consolidating with our Warlord, we're going to play a stratagem called Overrun. And it lets any Tyranid that's killed a unit in the fight phase, instead of falling back, they can move and advance. So he's going to advance, and he goes his base 16 movement plus 6.
Wow.
So he's going to go up to 23 inches with the adrenal glands in place. He's going to fall back behind his wall of Carnifexes.
Fall back and consolidate his position in cover. Okay, we're at the top of turn 2, and the aggressor is going to move up to this edge of this little rocky hill here to try to possibly maybe get a charge off. It's going to be a little over 9 inches, so a 9-inch charge should make it. The Primaris captain and the lieutenant, Captain Alexander, moved over to try to lend some buffing support in anticipation of me dropping. There's a small drop zone in this area that I can use my reinforcements and still get captain and lieutenant buffs from. We have to remember that the special rules, there's an outflank zone. It's 24 inches from each table edge. It's in this general area on both sides of the long table edges that Connor can spend a command point on to bring in one of his units from reserve. Otherwise, they will all be coming in from the attacker's edge. So his reinforcements coming from here unless he spends a command point, and one unit can pick one of those edges. So now we're going to go through the units one at a time because we're going to be deep striking. It's the end of the movement phase. Oh, by the way, the Primaris intercessors moved over here because they feel some rumbling. There might be something coming out of the ground. That's what maybe with these holes. I know that Connor has a Trigon over there and some Raveners and bugs coming out of the ground. And the other intercessors were able to get a 6-inch move, and they lit the beacon. That's why we're able to get these reinforcements in before turn 4. All right, so Connor, The first unit I'm going to try to deep strike is going to be my 5-man Vanguard jump pack squad. Do you wish to spend a command point to deny their entry this turn? Because you'll be able to do 1 unit.
Nope, bring them in.
Alright, they're coming in. That allows me to deep strike within 5 inches of my opponent. So there's a little gap over here with these impaler cannons since they were shredding my army. And it looks like we could put it in this little area right here. So we have a small pocket from this warrior and from these impaler cannon beasts. We're going to try to shut them down. If we survive Overwatch and take some guys out, hopefully we can stop them from shooting for a turn. Or possibly go in this direction and get this cloud of spore out of the air so we can get better shots at the big giant weapon beasts that are lumbering through the forest. We have another unit coming down. I have the Inceptors. Do you wish to play the command point to deny them coming down? There's a group of 5 Inceptors. They have a lot of shots, 30 shots with their assault bolters.
Nope, bring them in.
Coming in? Alright, we'll get back to you and decide where we're setting them up. Okay, so the Inceptors are coming down within the support of the Gravis Captain Alexander and the Primaris Lieutenant. So we got the buff there. They're 9 inches from this Hive Tyrant and also 9 inches from these 2 Carnifexes. So if I shoot, I could possibly still get a charge off maybe against one of these other creatures if they're alive after the shooting phase. Alright, the next unit that's going to come down is going to be the 10-man Terminator squad. Connor going to play his special stratagem for 2 points. The Warp Surge.
I will deny the Terminators.
Oh, so the Terminators are not in. That means the next units are going to be the Terminator Captain and the drop pod with the Stern Guard, Pedro, and his lieutenant. We'll get back to you after we set them up on the table. Alright, so we got the pod here with the pedals open. Remember now, drop pods, their pedals count as part of the model. So out of 9-inch range of this Hive Tyrant. So we got Pedro right in the mix now, providing the bubble with his Chapter Master ability. We got the Stern Guard coming out. We got the lieutenant with the Fist of Terror. And he's within 9 inches to maybe possibly get a charge off if any of these creatures are still alive after shooting. But we're within 15 inches of putting some serious hurt on a lot of different targets right now. Pedro has provided a nice bubble. He's going to get +1 attacks to every unit within 6 inches of him. That's a new rule now. And everybody's going to reroll all missed shots, not just the ones now. Alright, we got a counter punch coming. Let's get to the shooting phase. Okay, so the first order of business is try to kill one of those Venom Thropes. So we have the Primaris Intercessors that remain stationary. That means they have a 30-inch rapid-fire bolt rifles. We've gone to Tactical Doctrine, meaning we get an additional -1 on the AP that they already have. So we're at -2 AP. So the only problem is 3 of them are out of the 30-inch range. So these 6 will fire to the Venom Thropes, and these 3 will target the Hive Tyrant. It's rapid fire. So it's 2 dice each, the 3 at the Hive Tyrant. You're out of the threat range, so it's just regular to hits, right?
Yep.
Hitting on 3s. We're within range of Pedro, so we're re-rolling all the misses. Happen to be 1s. And they're bolters, so they're going to get 3 additional hits. So those 6 just turned into 9. Strength 4, tough is better than that, so 5s to wound. And we are within range of the Primaris Lieutenant, so we're going to re-roll those 1s. But they didn't convert. Looks like 2 at AP -2.
So he's got a fucking vulnerable save. Takes 2.
2 wounds. Alright, these are the rapid firing against those Venom Thropes. Now we're at -1 to hit because of the Spore Cloud. So hitting on 4s. But because Pedro is in the mix now, the Chapter Master allows re-roll all hits. All misses, I mean. Or anything that we won't. We didn't convert as much. But we got some 6s in there. So we're going to throw 2 more dice in the pool for the Chapter's tactic of the Crimson Fists with bolter weapons. And now it's again 5s re-rolling 1s.
Well, 4s.
4s out?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Because it's only strength toughness 4, right?
Yep.
Alright, so we got 5 at -2, but you're in cover, so it's a -1.
So I get 6 up. So 1 dies, and then 1 has a wound left.
Alright, that was the goal, was to kill 1, so that those big giant Carnifexes won't be receiving the benefit of the Spore Cloud cover. Alright, here comes the Inceptors with their 30 shots from their assault bolters at the Winged Hive Tyrant, in range of Pedro, in range of the Primaris lieutenant. Hitting on 3s, rerolling fails for the chapter master, Pedro Kantor. Okay, these 2s miss. But we got a lot of 6s, 3, 6. Oh, we got, was that a 1? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7s. 7. So we actually got more than we shot, which is how we like it. All right, now we got to wound. We're looking at all right. 5s rerolling 1s. Strength 5 against toughness 7. Looks like a lot of 6s in there, Connor.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully this weapon beast will fall to the pressure. Now we're in tactical doctrine, so that means these will get an additional -1. So they are -1 normally. Tactical doctrine gives me another -1. So we got 15 at -2 in the tactical doctrine with these assault bolters.
Alright, so 4 up invulnerable save.
We got to chew through 10 wounds.
Yep. And did 9.
Oh, he's holding on. Alright, so this guy is holding on with 1 wound remaining. So I'm going to try a storm bolter from the drop pod. 2 shots. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 5s, right?
4 shots?
No, because it doesn't. The vehicle rule doesn't have that anymore. They took that away from the bolter. This one, 1 wound. This could be it. With a storm bolter, your regular save.
Failed.
You have a command point.
Command pointed. Yeah, 3 up.
Gotta save him.
Nope.
Still failed?
Yeah.
Oh man! So the storm bolter sniped out the hive tyrant. All right, 1 psychic beast gone. Providing that synapse. Okay, the vanguard, the sergeant is going to throw a crack grenade at this warrior before we charge over here against these impaler beasts. So that's going to be 1 throw of a grenade because we're able to get within 5 inches with the special stratagem. We need a 3 to hit, but you're in that spore mine, and I mean you still have 2 venom throws. They can provide cover for him, right?
Yep.
So now we need a 4 to hit. We missed. Okay, we got these 8 stern guard that came down in the pod with Pedro and his lieutenant. They're in rapid fire range of this Carnifex. Now you have, what do you have, Spore Cyst on here that give them -1 to hit without needing
so need
the venom tropes? Okay, so we're going to target this beast right here. We're going to spend a command point. So our last command point has been spent on Masterful Marksmanship. Normally hitting on 3s, but we're hitting on 4s because of the Spore Cyst. But Pedro is allowing the rerolls of all failed misses without the variables. So that, we couldn't, thank God, we got to thank the Emperor for him, right? Look at that. Big handful of misses. So we need 4s. Still a lot of misses, but some possible damage. 3 of these came through. And these are bolters, so we're going to add 3 to the mix because of the bolter weapon profile of the Crimson Fist Tactics, getting additional hits on 6s. And now normally wounding on 5s, but because of Masterful Marksmanship, wounding on 4s. The lieutenant is nearby. Reroll that 1, but doesn't convert. So a lot of these did convert to the 4s. Now the weapon itself, special issue bolt gun, is -2. We're in tactical doctrine. That means it's an additional -1. So these are, while there's not that many, they are going to sting. They have a -3 to the AP. So that's 8 of them.
And we're getting 5 ups because of the Jormungandr cover.
Jormungandr.
So we fail 5.
So he's got 3 wounds left.
Yep.
Alright, so the stern guard did some damage. Now we're going to fire Pedro to see if we can finish this guy off. So he's got an assault bolter. It's been upgraded now. It's 4 shots. Needing 2s. But they're 2 damage apiece now. It's still strength 4, but 4 shots. Needing 2s. We got 2 6s. That is a bolt weapon, so we're adding 2 more because of the chapter tactic. For Crimson Fists. And now it's strength 4, so we still need those 5s to wound. I get to reroll 1s. We need a big one here. Oh. So it is at a -2 because of the assault doctrine.
Make it.
But he makes his save. We wouldn't have been able to kill him anyway. It would have been 2 damage. We needed 2 hits. We're going to follow that up real quick with my aggressor that's there. The one sergeant that's left. So he's going to get 6 shots with his Bolt Storm Gauntlets. Still the -1 to hit from the Spore Cyst, though, right? Yep. So hitting on 4s, but Pedro's nearby, re-rolling. Didn't pick him up. Strength 4, need 5s to wound. Re-rolling 1s for the Lieutenant. 1 wound, and it's going to be at -1 for the Tactical Doctrine.
So I fail that.
And now we have the D6 Fragstorm Grenade Launcher for 6 shots. That should help. We just got to get 1 more wound off. No, 2 more. All right, hitting on 4s. Re-rolling for Chapter Master Pedro Kantor. Strength 4, 5s are needed. Only 1.
Make it.
That means our lieutenant is going to fire his master-crafted bolt gun. He came down. He's within the rapid-fire range. Trying to fire at the Carnifex to finish him off. 2 hits. Oh, we got a 6. So we get an extra hit for the bolt-type weapon. And now we got strength 4. 5s are needed. Reroll the 1 for himself. This will be 2 damage at -2.
-2, so I fail that. So we get him.
Slinks back into the wild. Alright, we got 1 Carnifex down. A cheer erupts across the lines. Bring him down. Alright, now we have the Primaris Lieutenant using his Bellicose Bolt Rifle Relic. Assault 4. Strength 5. -1 AP, 2 damage. We have 4 wounds on this Carnifex, no longer being buffed or protected by the Spore Cysts. Hitting on 3s. Rerolling for Pedro Kantor. We got a 6. That's an additional hit because of the chapter tactic. The Crimson Fists. And now it's strength 5, but you're still better than 5, right? What are you, 7?
Yep.
So 5s are required. Rerolling any 1s for himself. We got 1 so far. We need another 1 here. Come on, brother. No. So 1 at -2 because we're in Tactical Doctrine.
So 4 up.
That will be 2 damage from the Bellicose Assault Rifle. All right, we're going to fire everything we've got from this last Centurion Dev Sergeant. That's all the Hurricane Bolters and the Heavy Bolters. So 6 Heavy Bolters. Rerolling for... Oh, is Pedro out of range? Yep, Pedro's out of range. So, no rerolls. Now, he doesn't have the Spore Cyst, and he doesn't have the benefit of the Venom, right?
Right.
So, I am hitting on 3s. We got a 6, so I throw that one back in there. Strength 5. Need 5s. No rerolls because we're out of range of the Lieutenant. It's 3 at -1 because we're not in Devastator Doctrine, so you get just straight up -1 from the Heavy Bolter.
4s. So he takes 1.
Takes a wound. So it comes down to the Hurricane Bolters, which is going to be 12 shots. Hitting on 3s. No rerolls. We got an extra one that explodes into another hit from the chapter tactic. Strength 4, wounding on 5s. No rerolls. Looks like 1, so it's going to be down to that 1 roll again.
3 up.
We're at -1 because of Tactical Doctrine.
Good. Oh,
he makes it
-1?
-1 for the
Nice.
Tactical Doctrine. So a second Carnifex goes down in the forest. The one that was wounded before. And that looks like all the shooting for this turn. Pedro fired his weapon. And Dorn's arrow. We fired the Bellicose. We fired the Lieutenant. We fired the Stern Guard. Yeah, I think everybody shot. He's out of range. Only 12-inch pistol range. So we're going to go to the Assault charge phase next. Okay, charge phase. We have this aggressor. He moved up. He's within 8 inches. So it looks like it's going to be an 8-inch charge. And Connor has some Overwatch. What do you got, Connor?
So we've got the Heavy Venom Cannon, which is going to be D3 shots. So we get 2 shots, hitting on 6s. Nothing. And then we have the 2 Death Spitters, which is going to be 6 shots. So we get 2 hits. And Strength 7 will wound you on 3s. Nothing.
Oh.
2 ones.
All right, so charge. We need that 8. We got it. So he's in. And now we'll see if the Lieutenant can back that up. He needs a 9-inch charge. No, it falls short, and we're out of command points, so we can't re-roll it. The Inceptors are going to charge this Carnifex.
24 shots. So he's got 2 hits. And then use a wound on 3s. So 2 wounds, no AP.
3 up saves required. We make both of them for the Emperor. Need that magic 9. No. No impact hits for them. We gotta get our Vanguard into this and shut this down.
Need 6 hits. So he got 1 hit.
Strength 8 though, right?
Yep.
Wounding on 2s.
Wound on a 2. Wounds, -2.
5 up. Fails. How much damage?
D3. So
Well, they only got 1 wound each, so you kill 1. So we lose a Lightning Claw. But we need that 5-inch charge. We have no rerolls left. Come on, Emperor. No! A big fail with the 3. That's going to hurt, because that is going to leave those guys hanging in the wind to be shot by anything you want. And plus, the Impaler Cannons are free to fire now. That was a big whiff. Not having that command point really hurt, using that masterful marksmanship. All right, so that's all the charges. This was a big fail right here. Not getting the Vanguard into action. Trying to take advantage of that 5-inch shortened charge with the scenario special stratagem. 3 attacks in the fight phase, +1 for shock assault. So we got 4 attacks with the Power Fist. Normally hitting on 3s, but it's Power Fist, so we're hitting on 4s. Actually, he's a sergeant. He gets 4 attacks base, and then ups 1 for the shock assault. Only 2 hits. Strength 8. Need 3s to wound. 2 wounds at -2.
-2 or 3?
-3.
Okay, so it fell.
Power Fists. 2d3 each. 4 damage on the Carnifex.
Just down to 4.
Now he gets to fight back.
So his first attack is going to be his monstrous Acid Maw. So he gets 4 attacks at strength 6, hitting on 4s. So 3 hits, and he's going to wound you on 3s. So 2 wounds, but it's at -5. I mean, 1 wound at -5.
Whoa, that goes right through my armor.
Does D3 damage.
He has 3 wounds.
3.
Oh, you got the wounds. So you puncture him with, what was it, Acid Maw?
Yeah. Tusk.
Well, you can see those big tusks on him. So the aggressor tries to fight, does some wounds, but then gets impaled on the Acid Maw of the Carnifex. We did some damage. We failed miserably over here with this charge. This was what we really needed to stop these Impaler Cannons from firing for a turn. I don't have the ability to stop any of this at this point. Let's see the counter punch by the Tyranids.
Alright, so we moved up with a lot of our guys over here. So we've got our Hive Tyrant that moved up to try to get some better assault positions, and he'll clean up anything that doesn't die in the shooting phase. We brought in some reserves in our Trigon with the 9 Tyranid warriors.
Isn't this where we killed the winged Hive Tyrant?
Yeah, he popped up.
So
right
out of its carcass it springs this monstrous creature and plus all these guys, huh?
Yep.
Another hole.
We figured out why the comms array was jammed. It was because a lictor had infiltrated and attacked the communications array before anyone could notice.
That explains why everything went dead silent. I mean, this communication has been down. We couldn't get in touch with this. That's the whole reason why we had to come out here to see what happened to the listening post. And, I mean, it is abandoned, so obviously the Tyranids were here prior. We got the holes and everything to prove it. Got a fresh hole right over here. We got a lot of bug holes.
We're going to play a stratagem on our Warlord called Raptor Regeneration. So it's 2 command points, and it lets him regain D3 wounds. So he's back up to full health.
Your whole army is on the table now, right? And I still have my Terminators and Terminator Captain in reserve.
No, I still have some Rippers in
Oh, you got
reserves.
some Rippers waiting to come out?
Yep.
They always come out at the end anyway, right? When everything's all destroyed and clean up the battlefield.
Biomass. I'm going to cast Catalyst in the Psychic phase on the Hive Tyrant. So he goes up on 6. We fail with Perils of the Warp.
Well, you got 5 command points in the hopper here.
I'm going to command point it to avoid those mortal wounds. And I roll another one. So I take the 3 mortal wounds for 3.
There goes that rapid regeneration.
Useless.
I think it got wounded more. Down to 9.
Yep. And then we'll just cast Smite. And I fail on a 4. So some bad psychic tests this round.
Aha, it's because Pedro's on the board.
Alright, so we're going to fire this Carnifex with Devourers into those Vanguard veterans.
The Vanguard that failed their charge.
He's going to hit on 3s. The Enhanced Senses. And he's going to wound on 3s. So that's 7 wounds.
Any minuses?
Nope.
3 ups. Whoa. That's because they failed their charge. That's what they get. 4 go down. That's only one guy. No, it's all of them.
Wow.
You just wiped out the squad. Come on, Vanguard.
I'm going to fire this Carnifex into the Stern Guard that dropped down.
All right. Stern Guard.
Same deal. And then wounding on 3s against the veterans. So 10 wounds on the Stern Guard.
3 ups. We're not in cover. 2 go down. 2 Stern Guard.
Alright, so we're going to fire both of these Carnifexes into the Primaris Intercessors on the landing pad. And they hit on 4s. Because they do not have the Enhanced Senses. Strength 7. So that'll wound on 3s. So 4 wounds at -1, but you've got the cover save.
Cover save takes care of that -1, so 3 ups. Wow. 2 wounds, that's 1 intercessor down.
And then we're going to fire the heavy venom cannon, so each one's D3 shots. For a total of 4 shots. And these will hit on 4s. So 1 hit and strength 9, so I wound on a 2. So 1 wound and it's -2. And
so -1 for the cover?
Yep.
It's 4 up. We're good.
Alright, so we're going to fire the Exocrine into the Intercessors on the landing pad. Hitting on 3s. And strength 7 will wound on 3s. So that's 7 wounds, -3, but you're in cover.
So -2, taking my 3 up to a 5 up.
Each one of these will kill a Marine.
Whoa, so that's going to be...
2 damage.
Each one kills a Marine?
Yep.
So 5 die. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, that's 6 dead this turn.
Alright, now the Hive Tyrant's going to shoot up there. So he's got 12 shots, hitting on 3s. And he will wound on 3s. Five wounds.
Same squad taking the hits.
Yep.
Do I get a save?
Yeah, you're full 2.
So 2 ups because of the cover. Alright, 2 ups saves. 3 left on that squad.
Yep. We're going to fire the Barb Strangler from this Lone Warrior into them. So he's going to get D6 shots for 3 shots, hitting on 4s. So 1 hit, and he'll wound on a 3 with strength 5. No. So we're going to shoot the Warriors into the Stern Guard Veterans. So they have Death Spitters. So these will be hitting on 4s. And wound on 3s, strength 5. So wow, they all wound. So 9 wounds in the Death Spitters, -1.
-1, so 4 ups. So we lose 4. Looks like we're down to
And we got
1 left.
We got 2 more shots from Venom Cannons.
All right.
So each one gets D3.
Oh, there's only 2 left.
So 3 total shots hitting on 4s. So all 3 hit, and they're strength 8, so they wound on 2s. So 2 wounds from Venom Cannons.
2 left, so I need a 5 ups to save somebody. The Sergeant is alive.
Nice.
But we've lost 7 from that squad. That's going to be a morale check.
Alright, and the last shooting of the phase, we're going to fire the Hive Guard up into the Primaris Intercessors on the landing pad. On 3s. And strength 8 will wound them on 2s. So 7 wounds at -2.
So 5 ups for the Primaris. There's 2 left. They're 2 damage each.
D3 each.
D3.
6.
Yeah, looking bad.
So, first one
Kills one.
Doesn't kill.
Wounded, but he's going to die from the impaler thorn sticking out of his body.
And then the third one gets killed.
Let's finish the squad.
So, okay. So it would have killed 4. Alright, so we're going to use a stratagem when we charge the Lictor into the Centurion. It's one of the new ones. It's called Surprise Ambush. And it means that I ignore the Overwatch for the Lictor, and I get to add 1 to my charge.
Now this is from the Blood of Baal, right?
Yep. So we already measured it, and it would normally be a 10-inch charge, but I need a 9 from the stratagem. So looking for a 9. So I don't get it, but Lictors have an ability that they get to reroll failed charges when they come in. Nope, didn't get it with an 8.
Oh, close. Now the next Overwatch is going to be...
These guys.
You're going to charge all those characters? Because I have a Sergeant left. We got the Sergeant from the Stern Guard, the Lieutenant, Pedro Kantor, the Primaris Lieutenant, and the Gravis Captain. Remember, anybody can heroically intervene if you come within 3 inches at the end of your charge. So you could stop some of these guys, but I don't think you're going to be able to stop these 2.
I won't charge the...
So you're just charging Stern and regular Lieutenant and Pedro?
Yep.
Okay. So Overwatch. The Stern Guard Sergeant with his special issue bolt gun. Rapid firing. Hitting on 6s. Chapter Master's nearby. Gets to reroll all failed hits. We got 1 hit. And we know what that means. It's a bolter. Turns into another hit. Strength 4 against your toughness
7.
Better than 4. So 5's required. We are next. Well, he himself, the Lieutenant, can get that reroll. Alright, this is a special issue bolt gun. It's -2, but it's -3 because we're in Tactical Doctrine.
So 4 up, I fail.
So 1 wound so far. Now, the regular Lieutenant has a rapid fire 2 master crafted bolt gun. So he's going to fire it. 6s are needed. Rerolling for Pedro, Chapter Master. Alright, that one failed. And then you said you're actually going after Pedro himself.
Chapter Master.
Alright, the Chapter Master with his Dorn's Arrow Relic. 4 shots, needing 6s. Got 1 so far, get to reroll for himself. 1 hit.
2.
Oh, turns into 2 hits. That was the first time I forgot. Alright, here we go. 5s. Got another wound. This one's at -2 because of the Tactical Doctrine.
4 up and vulnerable. I fail.
That's a 2 damage from the Dorn's Arrow. They upgraded it. 2 damage.
Down to 6 wounds. Alright, so the charge. I get +1 for Adrenal Glands. So I get a 6, which turns into a 7.
Alright, so we're out of the 3-inch range there. So he will go in. Because you're not within an inch. And he will go in as a heroic intervene because he's not within an inch.
So we're going to do, these 2 Raveners are both going to charge into these Intercessors.
Needing 6s to hit. Looks like we got 3, 4. Okay, strength 4, need 5s. Are they tougher then?
Toughness 4.
Oh, so they were tougher, so 4s. And is that -1 because of the Tactical Doctrine? 2, 3 dice.
Need 6s for the Raveners. So 1's dead.
So we killed 1 on the way in.
Their charge. Need a 9.
Got the 9.
And the other squad will also charge, so I'll just roll that here. 9. Another charge failed.
We have Overwatch from the Assault Bolters from the Inceptor squad against the Trigon. Needing 6s. And we are within, just Connor, give me a measurement and see if I'm in 6 of Pedro. I know I'm within 6 of the Captain, but Pedro might have moved out after he heroically intervened. He might be out of distance.
He's within 6.
Still within 6?
Yeah.
Alright, so we get to reroll all of these, not just the 1s. Picked up another 4. And then all of these 6s are going to explode into more hits. So let's count how many we got. We got 5, 10, 12. So the 12 turn into 24 with the Chapter Tactic and Overwatch. And now toughness 6, so strength 5. Still need 5. But we do have a Lieutenant right next to him to reroll these 1s. And we're looking for 5s. 11. And they're at -1 normally, but -2 for Tactical Doctrine.
5 ups. So I take 3, 6, 7, 8. That Overwatch hurts.
Yeah, getting those exploding 6s.
So I got it with an 8.
And now he's in. So you've locked up everything except for the Centurion Dev up top. Alright, all charges go first. I'm out of command points, so I won't be able to interrupt, so you can do this at your choice.
I'll start with the Raveners, down those Primaris Marines. So they just have Scything Talons, which means that they're going to have 5 attacks each. Give me 10 attacks, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s because of the Scything Talons. Alright, so we got 8 hits, and then Strength 4 will wound you on 4s. So 4 wounds, no AP.
3 ups. 1 wound on a Primaris Intercessor.
Alright, so we're going to do the Hive Tyrant over here against these characters. So we're going to do 1 attack into Lieutenant, 1 into the Sergeant, and then 2 into Pedro Kantor. This is going to hit on a 3, hits, and then wound on a 3, and I get to reroll. So it wounds, and it's -3, does D3 damage.
He needs a 6 up or he's going to die. I have no command points. He survives because he is a Sergeant.
And then the Lieutenant is hitting on a 3, hits, and then wounds on a 3. Gets to reroll because he has Rending Claws. No, fails to wound the Lieutenant.
Survives.
And now Pedro, 2 attacks into the Chapter Master. Misses 1, and then he's going to wound him on a 3. So 1 wound at -3.
Alright, so my 2 up, we'll go to the 4 up invulnerable save with the Iron Halo. The Emperor protects.
Trigon, who's going to get 7 attacks. Normally hitting on 3s, but now he's hitting on 4s because of the damage. And he's going to get to reroll 1s to hit from the Scything Talons.
Wow.
It's pretty good. And he's strength 7, so he's going to wound you on 3s. So 3 wounds at -3.
-3, that's a 6 up required now on the Inceptors. The Emperor is not favoring the Inceptors.
So the first one kills 1. Second one will kill 1.
Wow.
The third one.
You got a command point. Go for the 3rd kill.
We'll save it in the bank.
Alright.
We forgot the tail attacks. So the Hive Tyrant has a pincer tail going against Pedro. So it's going to hit on a 3, hits and wounds on a 3. So it does not wound. And the Trigon has a rattle tail, so it hits on a 4. No, it doesn't wound. Alright, so they didn't do it.
Okay, we're going to fight back now with the Crimson Fist. We're going to select the regular Lieutenant because he has that Fist of Terror special issue war gear. He's hitting on 2s with no penalty for this relic. All hits. Strength 8. That's going to be 3s to wound. He's a Lieutenant. He gets to reroll that 1. So we got 3 wounds at -3 from the Power Fist.
4 up invulnerable saves.
Oh.
Make them all.
So the Fist of Terror does not taste blood today. Shock Assault. We just got reminded. Extra attack with the because he was assaulted. Gets the hit. Gets the wound. Another -3. Could taste blood.
Oh, it does.
All right. Shock Assault tastes blood. D3 with the Power Fist for 2. The Chapter Master himself. So his Power Fist does suffer the minus penalty to hit, but he was upgraded, so he gets 5 attack space. And he was charged. And guess what we also forgot? 1 more attack for Pedro. So this is another attack from the Lieutenant for Pedro's Fist. It hits. Fails to wound, but it's a Lieutenant. Fails to wound. That's what we get for forgetting Pedro's attack. So he's rocking, looks like 6, 7 attacks here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attacks. He hits on 2s normally, but it goes to 3s because of the Power Fist. He gets to reroll misses. So he almost gets a clean full house here. Strength 8. Looking for 3s. The Lieutenant is nearby. Can't pick up anymore. But we do get 3 at -3.
So 2 go through.
So 2d3 damage for 2 damage total. Now we got the Stern Guard Sergeant. 3 attack space. Shock Assault because he got charged. And Pedro Kantor is +1 attack bubble. Hitting on 3s normally, but it's a Power Fist, so he's hitting on 4s. We get to reroll any fails because of Pedro nearby. Got the clean full house this time. Strength 8, needing those 3s to wound. 4 wounds from the Stern Guard, Power Fist, who made his save against the first attacks.
4 up invulnerable. So 2 go through.
How many wounds does he have left? 2 damage?
2 left.
So the
So
sergeant, the Stern Guard sergeant, has the coup de grace.
And we're going to play a stratagem right after that called Death Frenzy, where a character gets to fight again after it dies in the fight phase.
All right. Are you going to split them up again, or are you going to try to focus somebody down?
We're going to do 2 into Pedro and 2 into the lieutenant. So here's the lieutenant. Going to hit him on... Nope, we miss. And here's Pedro. So 1 hit, and it'll wound 3. Get to reroll failed wounds because of the rending clause. So 1 wound at -3.
That takes me to the Iron Halo save, and the Emperor protects yet again. So we kill the Hive Tyrant, the second Hive Tyrant.
Yep. The Warlord. And on a 6.
And the Warlord. So we're down to characters plus a Stern Guard Sergeant on the ground. We got a Centurion up here. I am going to have to roll some dice, though, for my...
Well, you get to fight with the...
Oh, we got to fight before that morale phase. We got this over here. So consolidation. Let's move this guy in that's wounded. And now we'll do these attacks with the Inceptors. So these guys are going to benefit from the shock assault as well, because we were charged. Fighting back against the Trigon with the Inceptors. They need 3s to hit in combat. We are in range of the captain, the Gravis captain, so I can reroll this 1. We're just out of range of Pedro. And now strength is 4. Your toughness is better than that, so I need 5s. And it looks like we're just out of range. Yeah, it looks like we're just out of range of the lieutenant, so we can't reroll that 1. But we do get 3 wounds. Straight up saves.
3 up. So 1 goes through.
So he's down to 3 wounds.
Yep.
So these guys will consolidate in this direction. That's 5 guys. They got shock assault. So the Intercessor Sergeant, he has 3 attacks. I gave him a chainsword, and he's been shock assaulted. And then the other 4 guys get 3 attacks each with shock assault. He makes the Marines not too bad in the combat phase. We didn't give them any special power weapons or anything, but they are hitting on 3s. And now we got strength 4, toughness 4, so 4s. Not bad for a bunch of guys fighting with combat knives and chain swords. 7 straight up saves on the Raveners.
5s. So kill 1 and another one's down to 1 wound.
I lost 7, and they have a leadership of 9. The Stern Guard Sergeant. 7, 8, 9. He's gonna hold. The Emperor is obviously.
Still
Well, this guy, yeah, he's in the Emperor's favor. There's no doubt about that. Do you have any morale checks?
Yeah, I have to make 1 for the Raveners, so they only have leadership 5, so he has 3. So they're good.
All right. We got some Primaris Intercessors here that are going to be able to come back now and try to finish off these Raveners that didn't make the charge out of the bug hole. We also have a Lictor up here that needs to get shot by the Centurion Dev that was a failed charge, but that's obviously what's been disrupting the communications. We have the Inceptors in combat with this Trigon that came out of the bug hole, and then this is where the big problem is. We never dealt with the Impaler Cannon beast, and then this giant squad of warriors that popped up out of the hole with the Trigon. Not to mention 3 Carnifexes and an Exocrine. So we still have a Terminator squad and a captain in orbit. Connor does have, how many points you got left? You have 2 to deny a unit.
Nope.
You're down to 1. So these guys will be coming in. That means I'm going to have to leave that squad because we're in turn 3. This squad is going to have to stay in contact with the beacon. All right, top of turn 3 coming up for the Crimson Fists. It's getting desperate. We still have our characters. We've been taking out the hive mind, chewing through some of the other squads now, killing some of these big weapon beasts. But we got some more firepower coming out from Teleport Strike. Now that the communications have been cleared up, we should have accurate drops. Okay, movement phase. We moved our characters up on top of Pride Rock over here, just outside of Whiskey Outpost. We're going to try to get some charges or assaults off on these big weapon beasts, these Carnifexes. The Inceptors fell back because they have fly keyword. They can still shoot at a -1 penalty. We moved up our Primaris leadership to try to possibly get an assault on this guy if we don't finish him with shooting. I moved the Centurion Dev 4 inches over on the landing pad, and his target is going to try to take out the Venom Thropes that are creating the protection for here for -1 to hit, because we want to shoot them up with our Terminators that are going to deep strike, and we believe we're going to be deep striking them right in this area right here. But we wanted to talk about something that happened with that Hive Tower, because he had a big whiff. But what was that? You played something that if we would have got a wound on any of those characters, what would have happened?
So there's a stratagem called Implant Attack, where if you wound a model but don't kill it, then it does a mortal wound. So it was a good chance that he could have killed the lieutenant with one attack, especially because he had that relic that makes his toxin sacks do a mortal wound out of 5 or 6.
The Emperor was protecting us, knowing that the toxins would have been coursing through the veins of the Space Marines that might have overcome our filtration systems. Alright, so we had to stay in contact with the Astropathic Beacon. That's a special thing that happens in this scenario, where as long as you're in contact with it prior to turn 4, you can call down your reserves, or else those Terminators would have been out again. So we strung out a little bit. We still have full range on these Raveners, but this guy can't see the Raveners through the Bastion, but he does have range up to the Lictor up top here. So he will fire his weapons up top. I think if we don't, we should be able to finish him off with this Centurion. We're staying in combat here with this Ravener because he has 1 wound left, and we think that with our, should be able to bring him down in the combat assault phase and possibly shoot these guys up. We still have a Stormbolter here to help clean up some stuff, and then we got all this shooting in here. So we're going to try to pick off the lighter ones. We got Terminators coming down in this area right here. We might be able to push these Tyranids back if we get a good round of shooting and assault. Okay, we dropped in our Terminator Captain, and it has the Relic, the Fist of Vengeance, and his Terminators. We're at a 9-inch range of the Warriors and 9-inch range of the Trigon. So our intention is to shoot in this direction. But if he takes models away from here so we can't charge, at least we can maybe get a charge with our Captain if we need to help. So we have some options here. Our main goal is to do as much damage to this as possible, but Connor did play at the beginning of the game a stratagem that is going to prevent AP -1 or AP -2 weapons from having any impact. Only -3 will get AP on these characters. We're in Tactical Doctrine, so these Stormbolters will be at -1, but these Assault Cannons would also be at -2, so not really much help there, but could be help other places. Alright, movement phase is done. Everything is on the table now for both armies. So now this battle for this Whiskey Outpost, full on. Okay, we're going to start off with the Intercessors that are in combat with the Ravener. We're going to fire our pistols during the shooting phase. 3s to hit. No rerolls. Everything hits. And we had 2 6s, so it's a bolt weapon. 4s to wound. No rerolls. So we got 5 saves.
5 ups. So I die perfectly.
Alright, so we killed him in the shooting phase, which means we might be able to charge. The one that's manning the beacon can't see, but he will shoot his grenade launcher at the Lictor on top of the tower. The rest of the guys that can see the Raveners that came out of the bug hole, they're going to shoot their assault auto bolt rifles at him. Hitting on 3s, no 6s. Wounding on 4s. 4 wounds at -1 AP because we're in Tactical Doctrine.
6s. So 1 Ravener dies.
And now the grenade launcher from the Astartes grenade launcher, firing a crack grenade at the Lictor. Need a 3 to hit it unless you have any minuses to hit. Alright, so we hit him. And now we have to try to wound him. It's going to be a strength 6. What's his Lictor's toughness? 4? Yeah. So we need a 3 to wound him with the grenade. So we got the grenade.
Oh wait, yeah, it is -1 to hit him.
So I still hit because I rolled a 6, so a 5 would hit him. So now it's going to be D3 damage if you fail your save. You're at -1 from the grenade. It's crack grenade.
He gets +2 to his save from being in cover, so he has a 3 up. -1 is a 4 up.
Nice. D3 damage, 2 damage from the crack grenade. Alright, the Stormbolter from the drop pod is going to try to finish him off. So Stormbolter, it didn't move, 4 shots at maximum range. Everything hits, no 6s. Strength 4, toughness 4, we need 4s.
4 ups for this rapid fire.
Yeah, it's -1.
So I'm alive.
1 wound. So we got this guy. He has his Bolt Storm Gauntlet that has a 12-inch range. You're going to shoot at these Venom Thropes. Rerolling all misses. -1 for the Venom Thropes. So hitting on 3s. Rerolling for Pedro or himself with that 1. Toughness 4 on these guys, right?
Yep.
Strength 4, so I need 4s to wound. They all wound, and it's at -1 because it's a Bolt Storm Gauntlet in the Tactical Doctrine.
So 6s to save.
Alright, now the Stern Guard Sergeant. He's on the rock over here. He has a 30-inch gun, but 15-inch rapid fire. Hitting on 3s, but the Venom Thrope makes it hitting on 4s. Pedro allows me to reroll misses. I got 1 hit, but it's a 6, so I'm going to add that dice back in. 4s. Get to reroll the 1 for the lieutenant. 2 wounds at -3 because it's a special issue bolt gun in the tactical doctrine. So we killed the last venom throat. Now that means there's no cover on those Tyranid warriors, right?
Well, they got a cover save, but no -1.
And I think he was protecting him too and him. All right, let's do these Terminators that came down. We're going to put all of our Storm Bolters into these guys right here. I'm going to fire 1 assault cannon up at the Lictor to try to finish him. And the other assault cannon will try to finish the Trigon Prime. It's going to be 6 shots. I came down from Teleport Strike. It's a heavy weapon, so that counts as moving. So normally hitting on 3s, going to 4s. He doesn't have anything minuses now, right? So hitting on 4s, and I have a captain. That's a Terminator captain that's supporting him. So I can reroll 1s. We got 2 6s. It's an assault cannon, so it doesn't count for crap, for bolt weapons. So we got these hits, right? Because we needed 4s. Strength 6. What's toughness on the big guy? 7? 6. Oh, a little weaker than the Carnifexes. All right. So 4s. Looks like 1 wound from an assault cannon at -1.
Fail.
So 4s. No 1s.
Well, -2 to hit.
-2. So 5s.
Yep.
All right, so 5s. Strength 6. Lictor.
Toughness 4.
So 3s. These are at -1, but you're in cover, so it's your straight up save, whatever it is.
Well, I got +2 to my cover, so it's 4 up.
+2. Here we go. He's
4
a
up.
chameleon.
Oh, I failed 1. So
He only had 1 wound left?
Yep.
All right, 8. It's 32 dice, re-rolling 1s, but there's no 1s in here. Oh, no, we got 1. And another hidden. Converts to a 6. We got 5, 7 6s. Enhanced resistance. So the -1 won't be affecting them from that tactical doctrine on the Storm Bolters.
And the count is in cover.
And the count is in cover. So it's just going to be strength 4 against toughness 1 on those bad boys.
4.
So 4s to wound. No rerolls for the, there's no lieutenant next to him. 14 wounds at your regular save because -1 weapons don't affect them.
So you kill 1, you kill 2.
So we have a Storm Bolter from the captain. He will fire at the warriors. So he gets 4 shots because Terminators fire their Storm Bolters at maximum range with the Bolter Discipline. Rerolling 1s for himself. But they're still under that -1?
No.
No, right?
No.
So 3s do hit?
Yeah, but he's a captain anyway.
Yeah, he's a captain. So everything hits. And now we got strength 4, toughness 4. 1.
3 up. Save.
They fell back. They're going to target the warriors. They have 18-inch range with their assault bolters. Needing 3s. We're near Chapter Master Pedro Kantor. So we could reroll all failed misses. Strength 5. Warriors not strength toughness 5. So we got 3s. And we have a lieutenant nearby. 11. They're normally at -1. They get an additional -1 when we're in a tactical doctrine.
We're going to ignore that from our adaptive physiology.
That's the special Blood of Baal card, right?
Yep.
Stratagem.
3 up saves.
Oh, that helped big.
So 1 is wounded.
Look at that. Pedro Kantor will fire his Dorn's arrow at those warriors. Rerolling misses for himself. No 6s. Strength 4, but it has a -1, and it's 2 damage. So it looks like we only did 1 wound.
3 up. Good.
Can't get this guy dead. So here's the Bellicose Bolt Rifle. Hitting on 3s because he's a lieutenant firing it. And the Bellicose Bolt Rifle is strength 5. We get to roll 1s for himself. So we do have a lot of wounds here. We got 5 wounds. Normally at -1, -2, but you ignore that. But it is 2 damage for any fail that you get right here.
So I failed 3.
So we kill the 1.
So you kill 1 and you kill another.
Let's take a look at the Devastator Centurion if he's got range. I believe he does. He does. So all of his weapons are in range of the warriors. So we're going to start out with the heavy bolters. That's 6 shots. Hitting on 3s. He has the omniscope, so he ignores cover.
Right.
Alright, so 3s. Not in range of anybody to boost him. So that's a lot of misses, but we got an extra hit out of the 6 with a heavy bolter. Strength 5. That's going to be 2 wounds. Normally we'll be at -1, but your strat's saving you. And we ignore cover.
So we're good on our
Good.
corpse save.
Now the Hurricane Bolter shots. It's going to be 12 shots. Again, hitting on 3s. That's really good. And we got 4 extra dice, so everything hitting but exploding even more. Yeah, he's an animal. Strength 4, though, so winning on 4s with no rerolls. So we got 8 wounds at your regular save with ignoring cover because of the omniscope.
So I fail 5. Oh,
Whoa.
So 2 are going to die.
Okay, the intercessors that killed that one with their pistols that was in the combat are now going to be free to charge. 9-inch charge to the Raveners. I'm going to bring the dice over to you. See if we can get in. We need a 9. Fail major. Can't get over those barricades. Alright, this captain. He needs a 9-inch charge coming out of teleport strike against the Trigon. Need a 9. Can't get it. We have no command points to reroll. Overwatch.
2 hits. Winning on 3s. Nothing.
Alright. Now we have the Gravis captain. He just needs a 3-inch charge. He's in against the Trigon.
I'll fire the Overwatch.
Overwatch.
Nothing.
The lieutenant will try to get in there with him. Why not? Just to help out his buddy. Okay, we got a 4-inch charge from the lieutenant into this wounded Carnifex. Need a 4. You got Overwatch. I got a 5. I'll be in.
So 6 is for the Death Spitter. Nothing. And then the Strangler gets D3 shots for 1. Hits on a 6. Nope.
The Stern Guard Sergeant will try to get in against that guy also. Looks like it's going to need a 5. Got a 10, so he's in. Now Pedro is going to go for this longer charge. He's going to need an 8 because it's just under the 9-inch stick here. So he's going to need an 8, but you're going to get Overwatch from this one against my Chapter Master. Alright, so 6s. Alright, so we hit twice.
And we do 1 wound.
Alright, I got a 5, so I'm good. Let's see if he gets that charge. Whoa, boxcars. That's 12. He is motivated to prove his value as a Chapter Master with that Power Fist. Extending deep into these Carnifex wild here. So we'll try the Inceptors. We'll try to help out Pedro. Need a 4-inch charge for that back guy. But we got an 8. So that's going to be pretty much everybody. I'll try these Terminators against the Trigon Prime that the captain contacted. We need a 9. That's not going to be enough. We needed a 10 or an 11. Pedro is not in range to buff him.
The sword or the fist?
We're going to use the fist. Alright, so we're hitting on 2s normally, but the fist takes it to a -1. So we're hitting on 3s. I get to reroll 1s because he's a captain. And look at all those 2s. Strength 8. Needed 3 to wound. 2 wounds at -3.
And 6s. Nope. So he's down.
2d3 damage for 3, and he had 2 wounds left.
And 6, he'll slice you on the way out. Nope.
Alright, so he's gone. Trigon Prime slain. Now we got the lieutenant and the sergeant from the Stern Guard squad fighting this Carnifex. We'll do the lieutenant first. Now he has the Fist of Terra, the gift of the Phalanx. Rerolling 1s for Pedro. They all hit. Toughness 7. 3s. Rerolling the 1s because he's a lieutenant. Oh. But that's 4 with a Power Fist at -3.
So I need
I'm sorry, I get 1
6s.
more attack. I forgot that Fist of Terra adds 1 more attack. It hits and does a wound. So that's
Fist.
another wound.
So he's down.
Crushing Charge. After this unit finishes a charge move for each model, select 1 enemy unit within 1 inch, which we have 2, and roll a d6 on a. Oh, it's on a 6. So we need 6s. I got 2 guys within 1 inch. We do put a mortal wound on them though. These hit on 2s, but it's a Power Fist, so it's hitting on 3s. But he's a chapter master, so he gets to reroll all failed hits. Now we're looking at strength 8 against toughness 7, power fist. Reroll 1 for lieutenant nearby. 4 wounds at -3.
They all go through.
And it's D3 damage. So 3, 4, 5, 6 damage, and he had 6 left.
Yep, just enough.
Just enough to get him.
I'll attack the Inceptors. So he gets 4 attacks hitting on 4s. So 1 hit, and he wounds on a 3 because he's strength 6. 1 wound, no AP.
No AP, 3 up. That's enough to kill the one guy that had 1 wound left. I have no command points to re-roll it. The Tyranids are going to fight back, and we'll get back to you and see how Connor maneuvers his guys. Okay, Connor fell back with this Carnifex, so it's going to open up all this group to shooting now. Tyranid Warrior moves up to either shoot and assault. The Tyranid Prime also closed in on the Chapter Master, trying to get some shooting and assault. This weapon beast has come forward, lumbering through the hills and the forest, going after the Lieutenant and the Stern Guard Sergeant that's still alive. These warriors moved up through the bug hole to challenge the Warlord, the Gravis Captain. The Impaler Cannon guys stayed put, and then his Raveners are trying to get away from this shooting, but going in this direction. We'll see what these guys are going to do. They did advance, so they moved over into this area right here. We'll see what his coordination is going to be. That's it for movement. The Exocrine stayed still, so he'll be able to fire twice.
Alright, so for the shooting phase, first thing we're going to try to do is kill the non-characters. So I'm going to shoot this Carnifex, all of his weapons, into the Inceptors. Because once we get rid of the non-characters, we'll be able to target all these guys freely with some of our bigger weapons. D3 shots. So 1 shot.
You got a command point in the hopper.
Yep. And it's going to hit on a 4 and wound on a 3 because it's strength 9. So 1 wound at -2.
So the 3 up goes up to a 5 up. We make it for the Emperor.
And then we have 6 shots from his Death Spitter hitting on 4s. Strength 7 on it, so a wound on 3s. So 4 wounds, -1.
3 ups to 4 ups. The Emperor protects. 1 gets through. 1 damage.
We're going to fire the Tyranid Prime into the Sergeant of the Stern Guard, hoping to take out that
tough.
unit.
So he's in the Emperor's favor.
Survived a Hive Tyrant attack.
Oh, yeah.
So he hits on 3s, and he's going to wound on 3s with his Death Spitter. So 2 wounds.
Any minuses?
-1.
4 ups. He fails 1. This could be it, and I have no command points. It is it. So the Sergeant succumbs to the Devourers. He had a good run.
Now we're going to fire the Barb Strangler from this Tyranid Warrior into the Inceptors. It's going to get D6 shots. 4 shots total. And it's going to be hitting on 3s because of the Prime. Oof. So only 1 hit. And a wound on a 4 because your tough is 5. So 1 wound at -1.
4 up. Fail. Damage?
1. Hitting on 4s. And wounding on 3s. So 3 wounds from the Death Spitters at -1.
4 ups. 1 damage.
Yeah.
Kills the wounded.
D3 shots each. 4 shots. And we're going to be hitting on 4s. 1 hit. And a wound on a 3 because strength 8. 1 wound at -2.
5 up. Fail.
Right.
Damage.
D3 damage.
This could kill him.
So
You got a command point in the hopper.
Ooh. Do I reroll it? I'll try to reroll with the command point.
Going for the kill.
You need a 5 or a 6. Nope.
What do you got?
2 wounds. We'll shoot 4 of our Impaler cannons at him. And then we'll fire 2 into this Inceptor.
Okay.
So we've got the 2 at the Inceptor hitting on 3s. 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. Only 1 wound at -2.
5 up. We make the save. Another hero for the Imperium.
Hitting on 3s. And then wounding on 2s against him because he's tough as 4. So 5 wounds at -2 on the Lieutenant.
No invulnerable save, so 3 ups go to 5 ups. He fails 2.
So D3 each, so we could kill him. Nope, only 3 wounds.
Alright, he's down to 2 remaining.
So here's the first volley into the Centurion. So 5 hits, and strength 7 will wound on 3s. So 3 wounds at -3. 2 damage each.
So -3, 2 ups goes to a 5 up. We're in cover, so down back to a 4 up. Or do they ignore cover?
Nope.
4 ups. 1 gets through. Second volley. Follow it up, or somewhere else.
We'll just fire at him. 3 hits. 2 wounds.
4 ups again.
God.
The Emperor is protecting at the right moments.
Alright, so charge phase. I'm going to charge the Carnifex into your lieutenant over there.
Okay, I got a mastercrafted bolt gun. I need 6s to hit. I get to reroll for Pedro. Is he within 6? Yep.
Yeah.
1 hit, which adds a second one. Strength 4. I need 5s. No wounds.
So let's see his roll. 6. Yep.
Alright, the Inceptor. He gets 6 shots with his assault bolter. Nothing but Chapter Master Pedro Kantor is nearby, so we get to try again. Nothing. And then Lieutenant, he gets 4 shots with his Bellicose bolt rifle, the Primaris Lieutenant. Nothing on the first volley, but Pedro says, try again. And nothing.
So he's in. Charge. Just the Inceptor. I mean the regular warrior. So he's in with a 10.
Alright, now Pedro will heroically intervene.
Yep.
He'll just... Looks like I'm blocked off. It's only going to be the warrior. So he'll heroically intervene into the warrior.
These ones.
And you're outside of 3 inches of that Primaris Lieutenant, so he can't heroically intervene.
The adrenal glands make it a 7. So I'll do a charge against that Primaris Lieutenant with these warriors.
Alright, Bellicose bolt rifle. Needing 6s. Pedro says, fire again, brother. But not on target. Wild shooting.
7.
Getting charged from all directions.
Failed with a 6. So on a 4 up.
This is against my lieutenant, right? That came down with Pedro and the
4
drop
up,
pod.
Take a mortal wound. So you take a mortal wound on the lieutenant. Put all the Carnifex attacks into him also. We're going to use the Monstrous Acid Maw. So that's going to be 4 attacks hitting on 3s because I charged. I have a Living Battering Ram, so 3 hits.
From that
so
mortal
2
wound.
wounds at -5.
-5.
Yep.
Well, lieutenants do not have any invulnerable saves, so that punches right through his armor.
So
He has
D3.
3 wounds remaining.
D3 damage.
Big roll right here.
So 4.
Now what has he got? It looks like a lash whip and a bone sword.
Yep. So he's going to have 4 attacks hitting on 2s. And strength 5. 4 attacks. So 3 hits. Wounding on 4s. A failure.
Uh-oh.
And now the warrior will have to clean up shop. So he'll be hitting on 2s also because of the primes buffing him. 2 hits. Wounding on 5s though. Nothing.
So this is back on the prime. Hitting on 3s. Get to reroll for Pedro. And strength 4. Toughness 4 on the prime. 5. So we need 5s. 2 wounds at regular save. Nothing special about the...
3 up. Fail 2.
Takes 2 damage. Alright, so we got Pedro with his 5 attacks. He heroically intervened, so he gets an additional 1. And he buffs himself. Hitting on 3s because of the Power Fist. Rerolling because he's a Chapter Master. Strength 8 against your warrior. What's his toughness? 4?
Yep.
So 2s. And the other lieutenant, the Primaris Lieutenant, is within range to let me reroll that 1. So we're looking at 6 saves at -3 on the last warrior that's there. And I will consolidate into the prime. Alright, so the prime is locked up here with Pedro and this Inceptor. We got the lieutenant out here that's wounded. We got a Gravis captain. We got a wounded Centurion Dev up here. What about these Raveners? Did you want? Are they advanced? What was the plan for these guys? Anything?
Well, I was trying to get them out of line of sight because Primaris Marines back there, and you get to split what you do with the Terminator.
And just be a distraction. Intercessor squads are moving up with their assault auto bolt rifles, their assault weapons. So they're going to try to get some targets on these Raveners. Centurion is going to hold on the bastion. The captain is moving around the rocks this way. Terminators are moving up this way to get some shots downrange. Hopefully take out some of these Impaler weapon beasts or these warriors. The Primaris captain is pushing into the forest. The lieutenant is pushing to try to reinforce Pedro, the Chapter Master. Pedro is already engaged over there. We had an Inceptor that fell back. He's going to try to get some shots into these Impaler beasts. We'll start with the fly keyword that fell back. He gets his 6 shots into the, what are they called? Hive Guard? Hive Guard. 5, so 4s. Looks like 1 wound at -2 because of the tactical doctrine.
Save it.
Save it. He gets 3 shots with his pistol weapon. Hitting on 2s. They all hit. Oh, got to add 1 for that bolter discipline with the Crimson Fist tactic. Strength 4.
Toughness 4.
Toughness 4. 2 wounds at -1 for the tactical doctrine.
So 4 ups, no cover. So 1 wound goes through.
The Bellicose bolt rifle is going to speak. It has 24-inch range. It's going to fire back at those warriors. 4 shots hitting on 3s. All hit, and we got a 6 in there, so we add another dice. So we got 4 wounds at -2 for the tactical doctrine.
4
2
wounds.
damage each.
We ignore your -2. So 4 ups. We
Nice.
like it.
That would have been big damage. All right, the Storm Bolter from the captain, the Terminator captain at those warriors. Gets to reroll 1s for himself. And we got a 6 in there, so we're going to add another one. Strength 4, toughness 4. 2 wounds at -1. But they have that, still have that strat, right?
We ignore the -1.
Ignore -1.
1 wound. 1 damage, right?
1 damage. All right, the Storm Bolter from the drop pod into those warriors. Hitting on 3s. Got to reroll 1s, but there were no 1s. Strength 4, toughness 4, 1 wound. You ignore the minus.
Save.
Okay. We moved. Go from 3s to hitting on 4s. Captain is nearby to reroll 1s. Terminators really miss when they used to move and fire their heavy weapons. All right, strength 6, so it's 3s to wound, but you ignore the minuses.
So I'm
2 wounds.
kill 1.
Okay, here we go. Hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s for the captain's support. And we got 3 6s, so we're going to put 3 dice back in. Because they're bolter type weapons. Now, strength 4, toughness 4, 4s with no rerolls. Weight of fire.
Yeah, you should have the high guard.
Yeah.
Toughness 5.
Toughness 5, so we're looking at 5s.
Yep.
That's right, the Impaler cannons are a little tougher.
4 ups. So you kill 1 and wound 1.
Only 3 guys have range on the Raveners from this squad. So these 3, they get 3 shots each with their auto bolt rifles, which are Assault 3. So they're going to fire down range, and then we'll follow them up with the other squad wherever we don't kill. Hitting on 3s, strength 4, toughness 4 on them, or are they tougher than 4? Raveners, toughness 4. So 3 wounds at -1 for tactical doctrine.
6s. Nothing. So 1 will die.
Hitting on 3s with 3 6s. Getting back those shots. And 4s to wound. So that's 7 wounds at -1 on the remaining Ravener. Assault auto bolt rifles.
Got him.
Got him. The Centurion will put all of his fire into this genetically enhanced warriors from your Blood of Baal stratagem. So the heavy bolter. He has an omniscope that ignores cover, but you still have that strat. So it takes away that -1. Strength 5, toughness 4 on them. 4 wounds, but at your regular save.
4 ups. So 2 damage.
All right, now the Hurricane Bolter. 3s, 4s. 3 wounds, ignoring my minuses for that strat.
So you did 4 total damage, so that'll kill 1.
This Primaris Lieutenant is going to assault the Prime. He's right there, so don't need a roll. I'm not going to assault over here.
3 shots. 1 shot. Misses.
Need a 10. Fail.
We'll
I'm going to
fire-
need a 7.
Fire the heavy venom cannon for D3. 3 shots. Nothing. And then the Death Spitter gets 2 hits. And wounds you on 3s. 1 wound at -1.
4 up. Emperor protects. Need that 7. Fail.
Fire the venom cannon. 1 shot. Hitting on a 6. No.
Can't get these charges. That's all the charges.
Scepter.
I'm not going to charge him because I think he's going to get impaled. I know. And it's a long ways, so I need an 8. Well, all right, let's try it. You talked me into it. You get the impaler shots. Don't need line of sight.
Hit him.
He could be impaled. He's only got 1 wound left.
Well, we only got 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. Wounds him. -2.
5 up. He gets impaled through the neck.
3 damage.
Should have tried to save him. He wanted to be a hero. Pedro, punching on that prime. Hitting on 3s because of the power fist. Rerolling 1s for him being a chapter master. And now it's strength 8 against your prime. Looks like 3s to wound, right? Lieutenant gives him a reroll 1s, but we still rolled a 1. 5 wounds at -3 against your prime.
So we need 6s. So they all go through. But the great thing is that he has a lash whip.
Uh-oh.
So that means that even though he died, he'll still get to fight.
There it is.
Hitting on 2s. I guess 1 hit. This is against the lieutenant. And wounds on a 3. Nothing.
No consolidation into an enemy after that assault. So that leaves me at my end of my turn 4. So we're going to go into the bottom of 4. And we'll come back to you with Connor's movement and see what he's got left. He's got a bunch of units left here that could do some damage. My characters are extended out into the wild with the Terminators trying to get up here. Intercessors holding that back line in the compound. All right, bottom of 4 coming up.
All right, so we moved up to get some better shots with our warrior, and these 2 Carnifexes moved up to fire at these characters and then hopefully finish them off with a living battering ram charge. So the first thing we're going to shoot is the Exocrine. We're going to try to finish off that Centurion that ate fire last turn, hitting on 3s, 4 hits, and 3s to wound. So 3 wounds on him. -3, but
-3, but we're in cover, so -2. So 2 up goes to a 4 up. 1 gets through.
Kill him. 3 shots into Pedro. Or 6 shots, rather. And then wounding on 3s. So 1 wound at -3 on the chapter master.
1 wound. 4 up. Iron Halo save. Gets through. A wounded Pedro. That's not good for you, just so you know that, when he's wounded.
Well, hopefully
he gets angry.
We won't leave him wounded for too long. We're going to fire 24 devour shots straight into him.
Oh, man.
All right, hitting on 3s with this one. And 3s to wound. Only 7.
7? What's the minus?
Nothing.
2 up armor save for Pedro Kantor, the chapter master. Come on, baby. The Emperor protects. Oh, yeah. It's going to take more than those little brain leech worms or whatever you're firing at us to get through Pedro.
All right, we'll fire something bigger. We'll fire a heavy venom cannon from the Carnifex into him.
All right, here we
shots.
Go. Oh, the maximum. Point blank range.
Hitting on 4s. 2 hits. Wounding on 2s.
Uh-oh.
No lieutenants for the Tyranids.
Wow.
But he does have a backup weapon with 2 Death Spitters. Hitting on 4s and wounding on 3s.
This is what the other guy shot, right?
No, different. These are -1.
Death Spitters, -1. So 2 up goes to a 3 up. What?
That'll do it.
What happened? 1 damage each?
Yeah.
He's down to 1 wound. And that's when it gets real dangerous. 1 wound remaining.
All right, this Prime is going to try to kill the Gravis Captain with his Venom Cannon.
All right, he's the warlord for this battle.
We've got D3 shots. 1 shot, hitting on a 4. Hits, wounds on a 2. So it'll wound, -2.
3 up to a 5 up. No.
D3 damage.
2 damage. He has the Iron Resolve, so it's a 6 up, feel no pain, which we fail. He takes 2 damage.
Oh, we're going to try to kill his captain. That's a nice amount of hits.
He's tougher than most. Got that Iron Resolve.
Wounding on 3s instead of 2s. Ooh, bad wounds.
Yeah, he's tough as 5.
3 wounds at -2.
4 up Iron Halo's kicking in.
Jeez, threes.
for the Emperor.
You needed those wounds.
Hitting on 6s. And no rerolls because he's out of range. But those 2 6s generate more shots because it's a bolt weapon. Strength 4 though. 2 wounds at -1 for the tactical doctrine.
The adaptations can't.
Oh, the adaptation. That's right. These are the genetically enhanced warriors still alive.
1 wound left, and his charge distance.
That's enough.
Get him in.
Dorn's arrow. Hitting on 6s. Get to reroll everything for Pedro Chapter Master Kantor. Those 2 hits will secure 2 more hits. It's a bolt type weapon. Strength 4 on this weapon. And this guy's a 7, right?
Yep.
So I need 5s.
2 wounds at -2.
2 wounds at -2 because of the tactical doctrine. It'll be 2 wounds each whenever you fail.
3 up, so 5 now. So 2. But that's why we charged him first.
Yeah, he was full strength.
Full health.
He'll get to fire his bellicose bolt rifle, the Primaris Lieutenant, hitting on 6s. Pedro says, give him another volley. 1 hit, generating a 2nd hit because it's a bolt type weapon. Strength 5 on the bellicose bolt rifle, but we still need that 5. But the Lieutenant says, fire again. And it does wound. But not enough.
Yes. So his charge range is 8.
All right, now who's taking the battering rams?
First one will go against Pedro, because he's got the invulnerable.
He's got 1 wound left.
He's got the invulnerable.
Oh, no.
Does it? The crushing charge.
Crushing charge takes out my chapter master on 1 wound. Nothing we can do against that mortal wound. Now, the other guy has 2 wounds left.
Let's hit him. 4 up. Nope, he lives.
All right.
For now.
We don't think Pedro is dead. He might have just got stomped into the ground, but he'll be back.
We got 4 acid maw attacks from
Oh, here we go.
Carnifex, hitting on 3s because of the living battering ram. So 3 hits, wounding on 3s. So that's 2 wounds at -5. And
well, there's no invulnerable save for the Primaris Lieutenants. He has 2 wounds left.
For 4.
So the acid maw gets him also?
Oh, yeah.
That acid maw has been impaling my characters and my guys left and right.
And Prime's dead. He's the new Prime.
Yeah.
3 attacks hitting on 3s. They all hit, and he's going to wound you on 5s. Nothing.
Gravis Captain. 4 attacks. He was charged, so he gets an extra 1. Pedro is no longer there to buff him in flesh, but maybe in spirit.
Spirit.
I get to reroll these 1s because he is a Gravis Captain. We need 3s because of this Power Fist, and we get all of them. So Pedro's spirit still lives in the Gravis Captain. Strength 8. We need 3s. 3 wounds at -3 on your genetically enhanced warrior. And we will go closer to avenge Pedro's death against one of these acid maw weapon beasts. The Gravis Captain destroyed the last genetically enhanced warrior. We still have Terminators moving up against the Impaler cannons that are hidden behind this rock. And our Gravis Captain is looking to avenge Pedro's death and his lieutenants. Alright, so the Gravis Captain is looking to avenge Pedro, charging at the weapon beast. The Terminator Captain, follow me! Going after the weapon beast, try to save Pedro or avenge him. Terminators moving up here to take on the Impaler cannons. And both of our intercessor squads advanced, trying to establish communication so we can get some evac here or maybe possibly more reinforcements. Gravis Captain firing his Boltstorm Gauntlet at the weapon beast that has 4 wounds on the rock. It hits all 3 times. Got an additional 1 for the 6. Only strength 4, need 5s to wound. Look at this. Vicious attacks. -1 for the tactical doctrine.
Take 1.
Takes a wound. The Stormbolter from the captain. Same deal. At the weapon beast. Die. So we take that one out, but we add 1 for the 6. We need 5s again. 1 at -1.
Fail.
Terminators at your Impaler cannons. So we need 4s. He's going to try to avenge Pedro. Strength 6 against toughness 5 on the Impaler cannons. 3 at -1.
So 4 ups. So 2 wounds are done.
32 shots from 8 Stormbolters in that squad. hitting on 3s with no support. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4 6s. So 4 dice back in the mix. Strength 4, toughness 5 on these creatures, so we need 5s to wound. No buffing rerolls. 10 at -1 for tactical doctrine.
So 4s. So you kill 2 more.
Wow. Now the Stormbolter from the drop pod will open up into that Carnifex that has 2 wounds remaining. Only 1 hit. But we get the wound. 1 wound at -1.
Save it.
Okay. So let's do the 24 shots against the Gravis Captain first, the Warlord for this battle.
6s.
We will avenge Pedro.
Alright. So we got 4 hits. And we're gonna wound on 3s. So that's 3 wounds against him.
Gravis Captain has a 3-up save. He takes 1, but I get a 6-up, feel no pain for that Iron Resolve. And look at that. He is tougher than most. So he shrugs off the shots from the Overwatch. Let's see if he charges in. And we got a 7. So he's in. Now, the other weapon beast, my Terminator Captain, has a longer charge.
You fire the Death Spitter into him. 6 shots. Oh, 3 Overwatch hits. And a wound on 3s. So, 1 wound at -1.
4-up save required. Fail. How much damage?
1 damage. And then the Heavy Venom Cannon gets 2 shots, hitting on 6s. 1 hit, and wounds you on a 2. 1 wound at -2. This does 3 damage.
So the 4-up Iron Halo kicks in. Fail. How much damage? 3. So that's 4 damage total. He's down to 2 now. Let's see if he can make that charge. It's just under 9, so we need an 8. Come on, give me that 8.
Nice.
And he's got the 8. Impaler Cannons going against my Terminator squad.
Alright, Overwatch. Nothing.
Woo, we're going to need a 10 for this one. Holy mackerel, everybody's angry. Pedro is in spirit. We should be able to get some nice power fist hits in here. And it looks like we're going to get 2 guys are going to be out. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys with power fists against your Impaler Cannons. Shock Assault gives each of these Terminators 3 attacks. Their power fists hit on 3s, but because they're power fists, they go to 4s. There is no support. Strength 8, toughness 5, carapace armor.
There's 6 total wounds there, so
So first one takes 3. Kills 1.
yeah, they're dead anyway.
2. There's only 2 left?
Yeah.
That's it. Now, Gravis Captain. Very angry. Normally hitting on 2s, but the power fist goes to 3s. But he's angry. And the spirit of Kantor is within him. Strength 8. Need 3s to wound. No lieutenants around. 4 at -3 with the power fist.
6s. So 3 go in.
3d3 damage. 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. Terminator Captain. 4 attacks. +1 on the charge. Shock Assault. Now this is the relic Fist of Vengeance. Hits like a thunder hammer. No minuses to the roll, so my 2s will hit. And it's strength 8. Only 2, but they hit like a thunder hammer. It's 3 damage each. -3.
So any boxcars? Nope.
Flat 3 damage each. That's 6 damage. Taking down both Carnifexes to avenge Pedro Kantor. We'll consolidate both of them towards the exocrine. And look what we found in the woods. Pedro down, but not out. The banner has been burnt off from the acid maw. And his battering ram stomped him into the dirt. But he's still up. He's still alive. We got a pulse. Going towards the exocrine. Bottom of turn 5 coming up. So we only got 1 creature left, right?
Yep, so
Just
he's got
the exocrine.
He's got to shoot at the closest. So he's going to fire into the Gravis Captain first. Hopefully we'll take him out. Hitting on 3s. So we got 4 hits. And we're going to wound on 3s. So 4 wounds at -3.
-3 will take me down to my Iron Halo save.
2 damage.
4 up Iron Halo. The spirit of Kantor is strong.
Well, let's see if his spirit can survive it twice. Because he gets to fire 2 times. So it hits 3. And there's 2 more wounds.
4 up Iron Halo save. Oh, 1 sneaks through.
2 damage.
He's down to 4, but I do have the Iron Resolve to see if I can shrug any of these off. And I do shrug one off because he is still angry. You will roll 3 up. It goes to another turn. So we got to catch this roll and see if the game continues. 3 up. Avenge my brother. These guys are going to go all the way up here with their 6-inch move plus an advance to secure the landing pad and try to reestablish communication. Gravis Captain charging first. You get to do Overwatch.
Fire. Oh, man.
The Exocrine belching forth his final
3 wounds.
His final barrage. 3 wounds going to the Iron Halo 4-up save.
Oh, man.
He is angry and he just has revenge on his mind. A 2 will get us in. And now the Terminator Captain. He gets a 7. That's enough to get in with the Fist of Vengeance. Okay, the Gravis Captain, since he's the angriest. He gets his 5 attacks. That includes the Shock Assault. He hits on 2s normally, but it's to 3s because of the Power Fist. He gets to reroll 1s. 3 Power Fists hit. Strength 8. We need 3s. All 3 of those that got hits wound on -3.
He is toughness 8, but 6s. So they all go in.
They all go through?
Yep.
3. D3 damage. 7. 5 left. Now the Terminator Captain. 4 attacks plus 1 for Shock Assault. He has the Fist of Vengeance. It doesn't get a penalty to hit, so it's hitting on 2s. They all hit. Strength 8 against Toughness 8 Exocrine. Tougher than most Carnifexes. Uh-oh. We needed 4s.
He lives.
What? The Fist of Vengeance gets no vengeance?
No vengeance.
That doesn't fit the narrative.
He's got D3 attacks. D3 attacks. For 3,
Maximum.
hitting on 4s, going against Gravis.
Angry.
All
Oh!
hit, and he's going to wound on 3s. 2 at -1. They do 2 damage each.
-1, so it's a 4-up save. And the spirit of Kantor is pulsing through his body. He is strong.
So we have to go into the Terminator.
Yeah, the Terminator is wounded badly. He's got 2 wounds left.
So hitting on 4s. 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. 1 wound at -1.
-1, so the 2-up goes to a 3-up save for the Emperor. There's our symbol of glory. The symbol of Dorns. Spirit is strong, so now I get to attack back. Let's try the Fist of Vengeance, because it whiffed last time. Hitting on 2s with no penalty. Strength 8, toughness 8, wounding on 4s. There it is. At -3.
All go through. Dead.
12 damage on the Exocrine.
Kill the Terminator Captain in his death throes. Nope.
So at the end of the battle, there's just some Ripper Swarms and Spore Cysts around. We have a couple guys here and there. It's not enough power level to overcome what I've got. I got a full 10-man Terminator squad. We got the Gravis Captain and the Terminator Captain and 2 intercessors and a drop pod. So the Rippers are still here. They're trying to get any of the biomass that's left over from that previous battle. We'll try to clean them up before we get into evac mode and reinforce this position with our Crimson Guard. So that's how the battle ends on Whiskey Outpost. We don't know if it was abandoned or if they were all slaughtered and the Rippers just cleaned everything up, but there was no trace of anything when we got here. Primaris Battalion arrived first, and the coordinates were jammed up. We had to get that astropathic beacon lit in this special mission from the Blood of Baal book, Psychic Awakening. And it looks like the Tyranids are awake. They've been stirred. And if we look over here, Pedro is down but not out. So the Gravis Captain and the Terminator Captain will drag his body back to get him back to the apothecaries and healed up. Terminators are teleporting out. We'll meet up with the Primaris guys on here for evac, and we'll get this outpost reinforced with our Crimson Guard to hold it once again. All right, well, great game, Connor.
We almost got tabled.
Yep, we're back on the channel now, back with some battle reports, and hopefully you guys can tune in for some more. We'll try to get as many as we can in now that we're back in a new season going into 2020. All right, this is the Bellport Battle Bunker. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more battle reports in the future.